Hello friends, welcome to Reviews by Dennis. Today I'm here to bring attention to the Asobu Cold Brew Insulated Portable Brewer. This actual package that it comes in. I think this is a great item I've been playing with for the last few days. It's a new way of brewing beverages that it was new before I got this, and that's why I wanted to give it a chance. I've been brewing different beverages, whether it's coffee or teas, whether it's in a traditional coffee maker with filters, or K-cup style coffee makers, or French press machines. I've been using assorted types for years now, so when I saw this I wanted to give it a shot. It's always been about trying to try different ways to come up with nice, unique tastes, whether it's looking for a nice, robust taste, a nice, smooth taste, whatever you're looking for. It's always about that variety. And with Asobu, I was able to find a nice, unique variety. The thing I liked about Asobu and their cold brewer is it gives you a nice smooth taste. I didn't know much about cold brewing before I got this, so I had to do a little bit of research, and there's a couple of great benefits I found out about cold brewing that I didn't know prior to getting this product. And a couple of the great benefits I noticed about it right off the bat was that with cold brewing, you, in general, and it depends on how you do your research, you'll find that it's 60 to 67% less acidic than hot brewed coffees. So that's really good benefit for, not only your stomach and digestive tract, but also great for your teeth and helping maintain, good, dental hygiene process. So right off the bat, that was really good, for me. And it gave a nice benefit for the, for your stomach and stuff like that throughout the day. I've been playing with this thing for several days now. Actually, it's always got coffee in it. I'm actually brewing the pot right now, so you see it's full, and I'm going to have a video attached to this showing you the process of how I make what would be a 40-ounce container of this, and showing you like the individual parts and stuff like that. Like this is the mid base, the clear Trident container, the lid. This is the insulated bottom, the insulated carafe, and stuff like that. It's just overall, I think it's a really great, insulated portable brewer. And it's a great new way of brewing coffee. I'm using it for coffee, but it's not limited to just making coffee. I can see my wife using this for making tea, so you're not just limited to making it for coffees. So without further ado, here's some footage of me using it in the kitchen, showing you the steps I use to make a pot, and I hope it helps you decide if this item's right for you. So here you are. Here's all the pieces you get. You see it looks like a lot of pieces when you get it, but once you get it all assembled, it's really not too complicated or confusing. I'm going to assemble this real quick in steps, show you what it looks like when it's all assembled, and then give you a quick demo of how to brew a simple pot of coffee with this insulated portable brewer. So the first thing you're going to do, you see here, I put together the clear part here to this part, and then you're going to put the micro mesh filter into the this clear spot, and then it's real nice here. It has a silicone top, which is really nice at helping it hold into here. And what it's also going to do is it helps give you a nice tight grip when you put the top on it, because it's going to lock it into place. But first we got to put some coffee into there to give you something to brew. So let's grab my coffee, and we'll throw some coffee in there real quick too. The amount of coffee you use obviously is going to go according to your taste. You're going to want to play with it a little bit to find the taste that works for you. So the directions say roughly use 2 to 3 ounces of coffee, and roughly 3 cups of water. You'll want to pour the water in slowly, to let it, give it a chance to, mix in with the coffee. You don't want to push it in there. Let it like slowly mingle in with it. Just from me playing with this, I've upped my coffee level probably more to the 4 or 5 ounces of coffee, just because that's my taste level. Some people might want to do more. I'm actually using a medium roast coffee too, so if I was using more of a dark roast, I probably wouldn't need as many ounces of coffee as that. And as you see it, you just add it in slowly, and it slowly recedes, and it's going down there. It's not a very dark look now, and you'll see at the end when we get to it by tomorrow, you'll see that it's going to be, really dark. And you just keep adding it, working slowly around the edges here, pouring it in. And I just use a carafe as my measurement. I don't quite fill it all the way up. I took a single cup measuring and measured it 3 cups into it, and saw about where it went inside of it, so I could get a gauge at about how much 3 cups inside of it was. And that was about where 3 cups went, and I really wanted it more than 3 cups in my coffee cup, because my coffee cup actually goes right up to this line here to be a full cup in my coffee cup. So I actually went the full amount in this. So I found out where it was inside this carafe, and whoa, there my coffee grounds came all the way up to that, bounced in there a little bit. That's all right though. It's all gonna steep around there. Just a little bit left in the bottom there. And once it's all in there, we're gonna put the top on, and we're just gonna give it a gentle shake around, just to kind of help the water like circulate around, get all the coffee saturated, and then it's just going to go through the steeping process for the next like 12 hours, and then in the morning we'll check the consistency of it, and you'll see that it's all steeped, and it'll be ready to be brewed. I personally will use it to I'll heat it up and drink it hot, but some people will choose to drink it cold, and that's all about the preference, but it is really nice. This is really a great insulated portable brewer, and I've enjoyed experiencing a new way of making coffee, and this is a really nice alternative to the way I've been making coffee. I've tried making coffee in alternative ways, from the K-Cup machines to the French press machines, and this is an exciting new way, and I like doing coffee in ways like this because I like to be able to use the grounds for my compost, because it really helps with my garden and stuff like that. So it's a very good alternative, and I think it really adds to the flavor of the coffee as well. So we're just going to put the top on now, give it a little swirl around, and then we're going to let it steep for the night, and then we'll check back with it in the morning. One more thing to mention, when you do put the top on, make sure this little silicone spot here is swiveled over to this side. There is a hole underneath it here. You want to make sure that's plugged before you give it a little shake, because that hole is there to allow the air to flow through when you do push this button, when you are going to allow the coffee to go into the carafe when you're done with the steeping process. So you want that hole to be plugged at this time when you do shake it. When we want to push that button, when we're ready to drink our coffee, we're going to pull that out and swivel it over to the other side. So make sure that's in this position here when you do shake it. Otherwise, some of the coffee or liquid may splash up through that little hole there. So just make sure it's in that position there before you start shaking it. So after you let your coffee steep as long as you want, I made my coffee after dinner last night, and so my coffee's been steeping for well over 12 hours now. As you see, it's really dark in here. I'm gonna put it down through it into the carafe in the bottom, but first thing you gotta do is you gotta switch this silicone top over from one side to the other to release that hole, so that way air can flow through to allow the coffee to flow from this chamber here down into the carafe. And simply we're just going to push this button here and the coffee will simply flow right down through into there. And here we go. You'll see it on camera as the magic happens. Now, once all my coffee's in here, I can take it on the go. I can decide to drink it cold, put it on ice, add some creamer, sugar to it, throw it in a blender, make smoothies with it, coffee flavored smoothies. I can heat it up, you know, make it so it's hot, and you know, have it any sort of ways I want. I personally prefer it hot, but some of my family members prefer it chilled. So as you see, when it's taken apart, now I got the top on my travel carafe, so I can take this with me anywhere I want to go. You know, if I wanted to take it to a friend or relative's house, you know, ready to go for that. And as for cleaning this, with this is great. I can simply put this in my compost and clean this out with some soap and water. You know, this could be used indefinitely because of this micro mesh stainless steel basket. It's simple to clean, you know, and this piece comes apart too. It just simply unscrews in the midsection there, and then you got the top. It's real simple and easy to clean. I like this process. It's a very simple and new way of making coffee. I like this because I can prepare it. Like I said, I prepared mine after dinner last night, so it actually helps me save a simple step. Something I could do the night before, you know, way in advance, and it's done for me in the morning. And I can just quickly throw it in the microwave, and it's ready for me in the morning. I can simply just push the button and throw it in the microwave while I'm showering, and when I get out, it's pretty much, you know, ready to go. And I can, you know, for me, I can throw my sugar and creamer in there, and I'm good to go. As for some of my girls in the family, you know, they might want to, you know, throw it on some ice, maybe throw some sugar or sort of vanilla flavorings or something like that on it, and they're good to go. But either way, it's very versatile, and I think it works very well. There's a couple of things in that video that I might not have mentioned. For example, like I filled my carafe up all the way when I was making coffee to get a maximum yield amount of water. If you're making it a cold brew and you're going to use ice, you're going to want to only use that 3-cup level, because if you're adding ice to it, once you add the cubes to it, it's going to bring it up to a full level in your carafe. So that's just something to keep in mind. If I'm drinking mine hot, so when I'm filling it all the way up to the bottom, all the way up to the top rather, I'm going to have no excess room. I'm not adding cubes to it. So if you're adding cubes to it, you're going to need that little extra bit of room. So therefore, you know, when it's down a little bit here, you're going to have that room for play for ice cubes and stuff like that. So you're going to want that room. You don't want to have it full up here, and then it's totally full here, and then you're going to have, you know, no room for your ice cubes, and it's going to overflow when you go to pour your own cup and stuff like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. That and also, I was using finely ground coffee grinds. You also want to make sure you're using the coarse ground coffee grinds. The coarse grounds will make it brew a lot better than what I was doing. When you pour your water into it, you want to pour it really slow if you're using the finely ground coffee. As you noticed in the video, the coffee kind of blunked up there. If I had poured it a lot slower, it would have soaked in a little bit quicker, and it wouldn't have kind of rose up as much as it did. The end result was still the same, but with coarser grind coffee, it's not gonna it'll mix in a lot quicker, and it'll take time and steep in over time a lot more efficiently. So so watch your level of water depending on if you're doing hot or cold drink, and also watch your finely cut coffee grounds versus your coarsely cut coffee grounds. Either way, I hope this video helped you out and helped you decide if this item's right for you. I think this is a great item by Asobu, and if you want to check it out for yourself, check out the link in the description below, and thanks for stopping by today here at Reviews by Dennis. Have a great day, folks. Bye-bye.